On October 14th, 2021, at exactly 6:51 p.m., in the quiet, tree-lined suburb of Briarwood, North Carolina, a trembling woman named Monique Harris made a panicked call to 911. She whispered that she'd heard a scream, high and sharp, the kind that shatters through walls and sends adrenaline straight into the bones. Then she heard something far worse, a sudden, unnatural silence, followed by the slow, heavy thud of footsteps walking away. Those few seconds of sound, or lack of it, marked the final moments of Lena Marlowe, a 3-year-old preschool teacher whose life was defined by warmth, gentleness, and an unshakable belief that love, even in its most difficult seasons, could be repaired. Police would arrive minutes later. They would walk into a meticulously staged scene, one that was intended to deceive them into believing a terrible accident had unfolded. But nothing about what they would eventually uncover was accidental. It was deliberate, calculated, final, because the man who had promised to love Lena until death had decided that death was the cheaper option. Lena Marlowe was born on July 19, 1988, in Wilmington, North Carolina, the youngest of two sisters in a family that valued kindness above all else. Her older sister, Alyssa Grant, described her as the kind of person who saw the good in everyone, even when it wasn't there to see. Lena grew up soft-spoken, but full of life. Someone who painted in the early morning, volunteered at animal shelters on weekends, and left handwritten notes for friends on hard days. She pursued early childhood education because she believed children deserved safety and gentleness, two things she made her personal mission to give. Her best friend, Tara Mitchell, said Lena was the person everyone called when life felt too heavy. But Lena, in her sweetness, had one blind spot. She believed love could fix anything, even people who didn't want to be fixed. She met Daniel Marlowe on September 3, 2012, at a small cafe in downtown Wilmington. He was charming in the sort of way that feels rehearsed, but is easy to fall for. Confident, charismatic, sharply dressed, with a smile that felt like attention and validation rolled into one. He asked what she was sketching, complimented her art, asked if she believed in fate. He laughed at all the right moments. He moved toward her quickly, emotionally, intensely, something that felt like a whirlwind romance but was really the beginning of something far darker. Within 3 months, they were inseparable. Within 6, he'd proposed. And by the time they married on June 28th and 2014, the pattern was already set. Daniel moved fast. Lena followed his lead, and he made decisions for both of them. The red flags began small, almost invisible. Daniel didn't like Lena spending weekends with her sister. He said it made him feel left out. He didn't want her hanging out with Tara so often because he didn't trust people who didn't prioritize relationships. He asked for her passwords, for transparency. He wanted her to take pictures of where she was, who she was with, what she was doing. None of it felt controlling, at least not at first. It felt like love. It felt like closeness. But closeness turned into confinement, step by step. After the wedding, Daniel's mask dropped faster than Lena ever could have imagined. He began criticizing her cooking, her clothes, her weight, the tone of her voice. He wanted her to quit her job because a wife shouldn't have to stress about money. He tracked her phone location. He kept a detailed spreadsheet of every dollar she spent, every hour she was away from home, every person she talked to. His rules multiplied, his expectations tightened, and Lena's world became smaller, quieter, more suffocating. Neighbors would later tell detectives they heard arguments, loud ones echoing through the walls, thuds, slamming doors, a woman's muffled crying, but they never called the police. Because Lena and Daniel appeared perfect in public, laughing at barbecues, holding hands in the grocery store, posting anniversary photos with long captions about love and gratitude. The image was perfectly curated, perfectly false. In early 2021, Daniel's consulting business collapsed under debt he had hidden for years. He owed creditors tens of thousands. The IRS sent letters. Loan companies called non-stop. And Daniel, in his spiraling anger, blamed Lena for everything: her lack of income, her lack of ambition, her lack of support. During one argument, he told her, "If you ever leave me, I will ruin your life. You won't survive without me." That threat lodged itself into her bones. On August 22nd, 2021, Lena finally confessed to her sister that she'd been thinking about divorce. Alyssa encouraged her to leave, but Lena wasn't ready. Abuse, by then, had rewired her sense of fear and responsibility. She still believed Daniel could change. She still believed love could save him. But that belief slowly cracked as Daniel's behavior intensified. He sabotaged her job applications, hid her car keys, damaged her phone, isolated her completely. On October 7th, 2021, Lena secretly met with a divorce attorney. She left the office with pamphlets, notes, and the first flicker of hope she'd felt in years. She told Tara, "I think I can finally do this." But Daniel found the divorce brochures in her purse 2 days later. That night, neighbors heard shouting, something breaking, a woman crying. Lena slept on the couch, trembling. 7 days later, on October 14th, she finished a long shift at the preschool and stopped by a grocery store on her way home. Security footage showed her carrying 2 bags, vegetables, pasta, coffee, and a small bouquet of sunflowers. She looked tired, but hopeful. She didn't know Daniel was waiting. At 6:44 p.m., Lena walked inside. At 6:46, Daniel followed her into the hallway. What happened next lasted less than 90 seconds. According to the medical examiner, Dr. Samuel Witt, Lena didn't suffer. She had no defensive wounds, meaning the attack was swift and unexpected. She died from manual strangulation pressure applied with deliberate, controlled force. Daniel dragged her body to the bottom of the stairs. He scattered the groceries to make it look like she fell. He placed the sunflowers in her hand. He wiped surfaces and positioned her body. It was calculated, calm, cold. At 7:11 p.m., Daniel called 911, pretending to have just come home. The dispatcher noted he sounded strangely composed, almost bored. Detective Rowan was the first investigator to notice the inconsistencies. The groceries were scattered too evenly. The bruising pattern didn't match a fall. Daniel didn't ask if Lena would be okay. He only asked if he would get in trouble for this, and if the insurance would cover anything. A search warrant revealed the truth. Daniel had Googled how to make a fall look accidental, how long bruises take to form, and life insurance payout timeline. Investigators found a hidden spreadsheet calculating the cost of divorce versus the benefits of Lena's death. They found a life insurance policy she never signed, but Daniel had filed. They found deleted financial records showing massive debt. They found threatening text drafts he never sent, messages filled with rage and warnings. Most heartbreaking was the journal Lena kept hidden in a box labeled "Old Winter Hats." In it, she wrote, "I'm scared of him, but I'm more scared of leaving. I don't know who I am anymore." With evidence overwhelming, Daniel was arrested on October 21st, 2021, and charged with first-degree murder. Prosecutor Elaine presented the case with devastating clarity during the trial, which began June 13th, 2022. She explained Daniel's motive in one sentence: divorce was expensive, murder was free. She laid out the search history, the staged scene, the financial spiral, and Lena's journal entries. Witnesses described years of control. Tara cried on the stand. Alyssa nearly collapsed, reading her sister's final words. Daniel changed his story 6 times. He blamed Lena, he blamed stress, he blamed the stairs, he blamed everything except himself. The jury didn't believe him. After just 4.5 hours of deliberation, they returned a verdict of guilty. Daniel Marlowe was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He showed no remorse. Lena's family refused to let her be remembered as a victim alone. They created the Lena Marlowe Initiative, an organization dedicated to helping survivors of coercive control, financial abuse, and emotional manipulation. They speak at shelters and colleges. They partner with police departments to teach early recognition of red flags. At a memorial event, Alyssa told the crowd, "Lena tried so hard to love him into being better, but some people don't want to be better. They want control." If sharing her story saves just one life, then her light continues. Lena believed in kindness. She believed love meant safety. But belief cannot change someone who chooses domination over compassion. If you or someone you know sees the red flags, believe them. Stand with them. Help them escape before the cage closes. And if Lena's story moved you, your voice helps keep her memory alive. Comment your thoughts below. Share this story and subscribe for more investigations that honor victims, uncover the truth, and fight for justice.